When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I am constantly trying to find ways to make something good come of a bad situation. And I think I have figured out a way to make something very good come out of cases of adult circumcisions. Well, adult and adolescent circumcisions. So these people, and they are there are some of them in our movement. I see them on the some of them being interviewed on the Bonobo 3D and Brother K channel. There's one particular video. It's an older video, several years old, on one of those channels, of a guy sitting down, like maybe on a bench or on the curb, at an intactivist rally in Washington, D.C. And I think he was 30 years old or something. And he was being interviewed, and he was basically saying, this was terrible. This was the worst decision of my life. Oh, my God. And these people exist. And their story alone, just from a public relations standpoint, is very powerful. They do know what it is like both to be uncircumcised, intact, and to be circumcised, and the implications of it on their sexuality, if they were circumcised in adolescence or adulthood. This is very powerful. My idea is to leverage cases of adult circumcision who are on board with us and sue the hospitals and doctors that did it to them, citing the fact that they, suing on the basis of the fact that they did not adequately warn them of the risk of sexual dysfunction, to the extent that they warn them at all. And I don't know if they do. Do they? Maybe they don't at all. Maybe they do it very much in passing. I don't think they mention it in cases of infant circumcision hardly at all. They'll tell the parents, oh, there's a risk of pain, bleeding, and infection, a slight risk of pain, bleeding, and infection. Of course, they won't tell you the risk of the ischemic necrosis death of part of the penis, which is 100%. It's inherent in the procedure. It's objectively harmful. Anyway, but I don't think they do tell parents about the sexual dysfunction that can result as a consequence of circumcision. So we could help these people to sue the hospitals and doctors and do this. And, and I would imagine, if this goes to court, I would imagine that some intellectually honest judges would be genuinely interested in what a person circumcised in adolescence or adulthood would have to say about the sexual act and pleasure and orgasm intact versus circumcised. I have a feeling they would be genuinely interested in that. And these cases could go our way. And at the very least, it would result in, I guess, hospitals having to address sexual dysfunction in cases of people seeking adult circumcision. But what I'm getting at is we need to make this big enough and bad enough that this becomes a systemic thing. So, we start hitting them with these lawsuits, and they say, we're getting sued all over the place with these people that are furious about circumcision. We should list this across the board as force them to list sexual dysfunction, even in cases of infant circumcision. Force them to address the sexual dysfunction that may result. And almost, well, okay, then it might be voluntary, strictly on we're being sued. We have to address this in the or it exposes us to even greater liability. But it could in fact be greater than that. It could be a condition of the settlement or of the court order, with the full force of a court order under threat of contempt of court, for these hospitals to have to air the issue of sexual dysfunction to parents seeking infant circumcision. And what have to talk about the possibility of sexual dysfunction, even if just in these anecdotal cases, or even cite some studies regarding this. I mean, the prospect is very rich, because you could possibly force these hospitals. We could co-opt their authority. I mean, most of what we see with regard to circumcision is an appeal to improper authority. An improper pathos appeal to improper authority. We could co-opt this appeal to authority, and we'll have doctors literally having to sit these parents down and say, oh yes, but there is a risk of sexual problems as a result of circumcision. That's just so rich to me. And force them with a court order as a possibility, possibly a result of an adult circumcision lawsuit regarding severely degraded sexual pleasure and sexual function. That would just be amazing. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. In general, I don't like these sort of convoluted back channel ways of just hoping, hoping to put some one more thing on the plate of parents who are thinking of circumcising, one more strike against it. But this could be really powerful. Like I say, literally co-opting the appeal to authority to work against circumcision. It seems just so powerful to me. So tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about that, where that might go, or what you think of it. Tell me in the comments. Take care. Bye-bye.